2 days ago, we did about 2 hours of three of us jamming. There was a bass player, a guitarist, and me, and we did some just recording and stuff like that, just messing around, and it was really cool.
Heck yeah.
There was a couple moments of real fun, and we I think we did three recordings where we just let it play in the background and kind of just did what we wanted to see what would work.
Okay.
That's about it. And then practicing, and then I'm still working on that last beat that you showed me with the three and on the like the three and with the snare bass.
Yeah.
That I'm struggling with that one. But I'm getting it. I get it, and then I lose it. Then I get it. Then I lose it.
Can you
I'm
show me
working
that
on it.
actually?
It was the one where I have it on my. I have it. I'm gonna mess it up now, but
That's all right.
yeah, it's the one where it goes. So it's kick. So yeah, and then wait a second. See, I mean, as soon as I try to do it,
That's all right.
I,
Slow
and
way
I
down.
get it, and then I lose it. So yeah, kick, and then so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and so yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that one. So I gotta do it really slow, like that. Just
Did I send you that beat?
yeah. Well, and actually it was on video, and then I took a screenshot of it.
Okay.
So I do have it on my phone. I can. Where did I put my phone now?
I don't think I put that in the notes. Can you send that to me quick? Because I wanna refresh my memory on that beat because I think there's
I
something
can
you're
send it
missing
to you,
there.
I think text.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. I don't know where I did my damn phone went.
Huh.
No, for real. Like.
Well, you take your
sorry,
time. I'm
okay.
gonna play some drums.
All right, you go ahead. Share messages.
Say it again.
Sid, you're crushing it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Woo-wee. Nice. Remember, if you're gonna do something like that, remember to breathe, sit up as straight as you can, heels up, and think about the type of note that you're playing. Don't start attacking the drums without at least having a sense of like, what kind of note am I doing?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's like the one thing I was working on was just like a little. Well, actually, I was just doing a money beat, like some form of a money beat. So I would just do a.
But real quick, let me follow that through line. Let me hear you doing those just kind of alternating notes like you were just doing a second ago.
Just messing around.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. So you started strong. So, what kind of notes were those?
On the snare.
Yeah, what kind of note? Were they eighth notes? Were they 16th notes? Were they triplets?
16th notes.
They were 16 notes.
Yeah.
Which hand were you starting with?
Right.
Did you feel like your right hand was in charge the whole time? Did it feel like your right hand was hitting all of the eighth notes?
Not the faster I get, no.
Aha.
If I bring it back 5 miles an hour. I bring it back 5. I can get more accurate.
Okay, good. So accuracy is one thing, but another thing is literally mentally just keeping track of the pattern that you're playing, the rhythm that you're playing, even if it's just alternating 16th notes, especially if it's alternating 16th notes. You need to be like very well aware that the right hand is playing steady eighth notes the whole time, 1 and 2 and and the left hand is playing all the E's and the U's in between it. If you were going to add quarter notes on the kick, they would only line up with right hands. If you were going to add eighth notes on the kick, they would only line up with right hands. If you wanted to add an E or an on the kick, it'll line up with a left hand. You have to be aware of that. So there's no such thing. There should be no such thing as just swinging the sticks. It should always be about what kind of note am I playing, how fast am I playing them, what's my lead hand, what's my backup hand.
That makes sense.
So,
I get what you're saying.
So now we can do a cool exercise here where I'll ask you to, and I can write it, but you'll understand what I'm saying. I want you to do 16th notes on the snare and quarter notes on the bass for one measure. Do that for me quick and then stop.
So. Like that?
Slow enough that it's perfect.
God, I'd really have to slow that down.
Do it.
Like if you want, like, so you want 4 on the floor, like every right hit you want the kick. Is that what you're saying?
Not every right hit. And I'll say it again, what I said, because I don't want to give anything away. You know, I like to torture you guys.
Well, yeah, torture definitely.
So I want to hear 16th notes on the snare
Yeah.
and quarter notes on the bass.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I got it. So let me get it going here. So.
No, sir. Slow it way down. Slow it way down. A turtle with a broken leg slow. Okay, there. Stop there for a second. That was slow enough that you guaranteed its accuracy. If I said, like, I bet you $1 million you can't play it at that speed, you'd take that bet, right? Because you would be able to guarantee that you could play it that slow.
Yep.
Okay, that bass line, that's very important to know. It's always a good refresher to just jump all the way back down to baseline and play something as slowly and as perfectly as you can. And then you speed it up a little. When you're jumping into 16th notes at that higher speed like you were just doing, your brain doesn't have enough time to connect the dots between like what your body's trying to do. You know?
No, that
Okay.
makes a lot of sense. And when I was going really, really fast, my kick, I didn't have any kick going at all. So.
Or where you were trying to put it was like it wasn't lining up. So, okay, slow yourself down. Do it slow, like you just did because it was perfect, and then speed it up from there. Let's see what happens.
Okay. See, my hands want to go faster. I lose it the faster I go.
And what do you think you're losing? Like, what are you losing track of?
Well, because my hands seem to be wanting to go faster, or because how do I explain this? It doesn't sound.
No, you're right. Your hands want to go faster. So is the problem?
I can count it. One hand, right? One hand, but then as you go faster, you can't go. What are you in there? What are you in there? What are you?
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't talk that fast. To keep the bass going, like, you know what I mean?
I do. So you will be surprised at how fast you're able to say that. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and.
Okay.
You will be surprised at eventually how fast you can do it. But so you're kind of right there that there is that stopping you. But either way, you should still know what it feels like to play 4 snare notes and 1 bass note, right? And how that right hand, for example, is always hitting with the bass drum. You need to lock into that. That's like unforgivable in a sense. That's sacrament.
Is there drummers that, even like professional drummers, that have a hard time with that? I'm just curious.
Hard time with
like keeping that, what you just said, keeping the right hand and the bass locked in.
That's the kind of stuff that makes them great drummers, is that they have that locked in.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. When your hands and your feet are all interchangeable,
Yep.
you will feel immense control on the drums.
Okay, makes sense. You just want to try that again?
Oh yeah, nice and slow,
Okay.
and then speed it up.
That's where I lose it.
But good. But you got farther there than before.
Yes.
Okay, good. So,
Definitely keep working at that.
yes, and
That's cool.
have we talked about pages 20 and 21 in the book yet? That seems a little far ahead for now, but have we mentioned it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Grab it, though. I got
You're gonna love this.
20 and 21.
Yeah.
Why does that sound familiar? 20 and 21. I got so many. I got these books. I'm always reading here, and all right. So 20 and 21. Got it. This is syncopation. Perfect. So 20.
All right, tell me what you see.
Let's get. Oh my God, it's pretty far. Okay. God, I can't believe I gotta wear glasses. Oh my God. All right. Sorry, I gotta put glasses on, guys. Here we go.
Take your
I can
time,
see.
old man.
Got it. Perfect. Here we are on 20. Okay, got it. Oh wow.
What are
Okay.
those?
So that is what we're just doing. 16th notes.
16 notes, perfect, right? So look at line 1. How do you count line 1?
Well, I would count this 1 E and then so 1 E and what I'm just gonna guess at the count of this whole like this measure 1 E and 2, 3, 4.
All the words, all the sounds that came out of your mouth were correct, but that wasn't really in time. Count it again, but in time. I want to be able to dance to even you counting.
1 E and 2, 3, 4. 1
Nope.
E and okay.
Think about steady quarter notes. That's your best hint I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I love my job, man, because this is what I do all day, just torturing you guys.
I mean, I'm always overthinking things, and that's probably what I'm doing again. But that's how I'm just being honest. That's how I would when I read that. That's what my brain is saying. Because I see the
Count it again.
1 E and 2, 1 E and that's how I count it. 1 E and 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that was closer. Do it again and count and keep it going. Loop it.
1 E and 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2, 3.
Good.
4, 1 E and 2.
That there you locked into it. 1 E and 2, 3, 4. That was better.
Oh, I see what you're asking for.
That pulse, remember that quarter note, that pulse, that steady, never-ending metronome that's always there no matter what. You always have to lock into that. In this case, it very often is quarter notes, and in this case, it's quarter notes, right? So you have to keep control of those quarter notes, and whatever you're counting in between them, so be it. It could be 16th notes, 8th notes, it could be quarter notes, it could be 30-second note triplets, doesn't matter. That quarter note pulse is always going to have to be real steady. 1 E and 2, 3, 4.
1 E and 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2.
You hear that metronome just banging away?
2, 3, 4. Yeah, I get it. I get it. As soon as I think of the metronome, you're right.
Good. That's the way
you want to keep it. Yeah, like a snap.
Yeah, a snap. It's always there.
3, 4. Yeah, yeah.
It's always back there. And no matter what you do on the drums, it's always there.
Yeah, like you were telling me last week, those little pauses, and I notice them when I'm playing, that even if there's a little microsecond of a pause, a hesitation on my part, it throws it off.
Right.
Like it's really surprising to me, even when I'm playing, practicing, and I just do that, and I forget, like I'm just not sure where my foot goes, and then I correct it. My brain catches up, but there's still that little gap, that microscopic gap. I hope that
You're talking about in terms of timing, right? Like maybe
Yes.
you're playing along to a metronome or not. You're just trying to play in time, and you make a hair's error in terms of timing, right?
Yeah, but you notice it. Like it's like a pause. It feels like a jerk to me or something. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
Like a.
Ready for this? You're gonna like this.
Okay.
If it's off by a hair, it only needs a hair's worth of an adjustment to get back.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? If you're only off by an inch, then you only have to redirect by an inch. And every next pulse note, every next quarter note, every next metronome pulse is really the best word, is a new opportunity to fix it. I could make a mistake on one metronome hit and already calculate how to fix it in my head before the next metronome hit. And it only takes me one metronome click to fix my mistake.
Okay.
That and I've been playing for a long time, and there is no such thing as like perfect timing in a human thus far. We haven't seen anybody who can just like hold measure after measure after measure at some perfect speed. You know, we're not robots, So yeah, even I am still going to make those mistakes and those hairs that you're talking about, that it's a hair off and it throws you off. But I'm just really good at just whoop, scooting it back.
Yeah.
You know?
And that comes with practice, right?
Yeah. And respect for the metronome.
Okay.
It comes with practice and it comes with respect for the metronome, which is one of the best ways I could possibly explain it. Because when a drum teacher says to a drummer, you have to love that metronome, you got to follow that metronome, you got to trust that metronome. You know what I mean? Because it really is the best drummer. It's the best teacher. That's your baby. That's your whole world when you're a drummer, is that pulse, right? That's your God. So the best way to describe it is like respect the metronome. It's always trying to teach you something. It's always showing you the way. Respect the metronome.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good shirt idea.
That is a good shirt idea.
Okay.
Actually.
I don't know how many people are following right now or watching, but if somebody puts respect the metronome in the chat, they get 100 raffle tickets to the next raffle.
There you go. I know I've been talking on radio constantly about you, so.
Nice. Heck yeah, dude.
I'm hoping that, I have people saying they're going to come and check it out, so I'm doing what I can.
Look, good. Keep it up, man. It's a slow burn. I'm not in any rush.
I'm not in a rush. No.
Exactly. We're going to be doing this for a while.
Definitely. And just to cap off what you're saying about that hair adjustments.
Yeah.
On my part right now, where I'm at, it's always because I hesitate because I'm not sure about a certain kick note spot. That's what it is for me. It's just I'm not practiced enough on that beat or rhythm.
Sure.
So then I'll play it, and then my brain will be like, and then it's a hesitation. So I definitely get what you're saying. No, it makes total. I get it totally.
Heck yeah. All right,
mine's just a hesitation of lack of practice, like still not being there yet.
No, I bet you're doing great, man. Okay, so one more note quick on the 16th notes here, and then we're gonna do that beat.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm prematurely throwing you into pages 20 and 21. I don't think so. I think if you can, and I am gonna ask you to play this here in a second, but if you can play measure 1 and measure 2, line 1 and line 2 on page 20. You're going to be fine with the rest of those pages as long as you control your tempo. And it's what we were literally just talking about. It's 16th notes on the snare. You're leading with your right, which means like all those bass notes are going to be hitting with the right hand.
Yep.
Actually, that's not technically true if you're alternating your hands, but that's another story. I want you to at least start to attack these pages and see what happens.
I'll give it a go.
All right. So
I should have looked further ahead in the book.
So yeah. So line 1 real quick. What you were just counting and doing 1 E and 2, 3, 4, give that a try.
This is so weird to me. I'm going to go really slow. Oh, no. Okay.
Good. It's a little off. That metronome's gonna fix that right quick though. Can we toss a metronome on real quick? Let's see. 65? No.
My metronome said I do, but I don't go. So 1 hand.
Like, can you do that? Can you put it at like 70 metronome?
I
It's on that module there. It should be.
It is, but once
Take
again,
your time.
I have to find my phone to light it up. I gotta get lighting in here. This is the problem too. These are little adjustments I'm making on the way.
And getting your glasses like around your neck or something.
Yes. Yeah, it's just these little things that you don't think about till you're in the heat of the moment.
Right.
Oh no, okay, I got certain things worked out. Yeah, I'll get a string for my glasses. Okay. So yeah, metronome. I always use the one on my laptop when I'm practicing, so now I'm gonna be figuring this one out.
Good.
Click, okay. Oh Jesus, I got 4. I don't even know what this means. 4/4. 4 down.
Yeah, that's 4. So does it say a speed on it? That's pretty fast. That sounds like 130 or 150 or something.
Yeah, I don't know how you this says 170. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it changed to triplets all of a sudden. Go back to 4s.
This is weird. Like I don't know how to make it go. Oh wait, there we go. Now we're slowing down. Or is that still too fast?
Well, all you're changing, it sounds like, is how many like clicks are between, like whether it's in 3, 4, or 8 or something. You want to look for like a wheel where you can slow it down.
Yeah, it's up, buddy. I'll have this figured out for you. Okay, wait a second. I got 6.
It's not going to be a lower number like 6 or 5 or something. If it's a lower number, it should be 4. And you're looking for speed for like 60 or 80.
Yeah, like I'm not getting any. I'm not
That's
getting
2 now.
Yeah, like that's. I got 1-2, and then it goes 2-2, and then it goes 3-2, 4-2,
Oh my goodness.
and then 5-2.
That's complicated.
I know, like, and there's no other buttons I can.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know, and I'm even pushing other buttons.
There. Leave that. It's 4s. You hear it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. That's really fast, though, right?
Yeah. So is there a wheel or something where you can slow it down?
Oh, wait a second. Let's see what tempo is. Oh, wait.
Tempo.
Hold on. RPM.
Keep going. Nah, we're talking.
Okay, I figured it out.
70.
Oh, I'm at 87. This is 70 rate. There.
Okay. Let me hear you count quarter notes.
Just on my hand.
Just count.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Now eighth notes.
4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3
16th notes.
and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1.
Eighth note triplets?
Hold on. 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Oh, it's all right. All right, pause it.
I don't know if I can pause it.
Maybe.
There.
Okay. That was awesome. I got greedy with the triplets. I got totally greedy at the end there, like a
But how do you
kid on
count? I've
Christmas
never even
morning.
heard it.
What?
I've never even heard it. How do you count it so I can hear it?
The triplet?
And the one I couldn't do is how do you say it out loud? Like count.
Sure.
Like
1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet.
okay.
So real quick before you try that, but we will try that. Like I said, I totally got selfish there because you totally crushed that from the quarters to the eighths to the 16ths, and you saw me not only dancing, which is not just for fun. It's also kind of part of like if I can dance along to it to you counting, then I know you're doing it right.
Oh, perfect.
So all of that was fantastic. And then when we got at the end, I was like, let me just see what happens with the triplets. But that is insanely hard to do. That's why it's in the ladder exercise. That's why there's 2 very important pages in the book that we'll talk about where you're transitioning between eighth notes and eighth note triplets, because that transition is very difficult.
So eighth note and eighth note triplet. That's
Yeah.
One triplet. That's just one triplet.
One triplet, yeah. And how much time have we even spent on triplets?
I don't think we have any. I've looked at a couple things. Like I had a friend of mine who's a pretty good drummer. I only talked to him the odd time, and he kind of showed me triplets. Like I was messing them up royally, and then he was kind of showing me like the one triplet.
Okay.
That
Nice.
took me a while because I was going one triplet, 2 triplet.
Okay.
So I know a little bit, but we haven't talked about triplets. I don't think at all that I remember. I could be wrong, but I don't.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm not surprised because we just haven't gotten there yet, right? We've really just started.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I'll leave that for another time. And I also want to check your notes here, but sometimes I have trouble checking the notes while we're doing the live stream because I don't want to like interrupt the window. So I'll take a second here and I'll look at your notes and refresh on where we were in the book, because really it's just about getting to those pages in syncopation. Because
I have to memorize, so that's what I'm doing.
Sure, good.
Like I'm memorizing, and I got the first page down, so I can do definitely the first page, almost the first page off memory. But if I look at it, I can do it. It's just I've been trying, Carlos, to put this book. I need something like a
music stand,
holder or something. I don't know what to do.
like a music stand.
I have a music stand, but I can't. If I put it there, then I can't turn my head to see it.
Well, I thought you had put it on the floor tom successfully, or like the high tom or something.
I can do that. I can put it up here, kind of like.
Yeah.
Like I can put it up here, yeah, like this. But then I can't. I was moving around the kit. Is why I stopped doing that. But,
Okay. So let's leave the moving around the kit book work for maybe like a free jamming setting. And when you go to specifically sit down with the book, you're just going to do the snare drum and the bass drum.
Fair enough.
And that's going to be the most beneficial for you, I think, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I keep saying we're going to go back to this beat, and I keep on wanting to do 10 million other things. So
Okay, wherever you like.
sure. I do want to talk about the beat. We have to, but we will continue attacking the book and attacking the beats and attacking the songs and attacking the drums, because that's what we're here to do, right?
Yeah, if you want to read my notes, then I can do the syncopation, the first page at least.
How many of the first pages did you do? Did you get to like 8 and 9?
I've done on syncopation. I've done page 4. Done page 1, 5. So I'm on 4, 5, and I'm on just getting done 7 and starting on 8.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at, but I can do them. I'm just like I said. I'm trying to get them locked in memory, so it's just taking me a while. To memorize.
No, you're good. And of course, like the goal is not to have the whole book memorized. The goal is to be able to just peek over for a second, look at the first measure of the line, and then go, oh, I know this measure, and then not have to look at the line.
Right.
You only have to look at one measure. So you're cutting down how often your eyes have to look at the book by 75%.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's great, except for the 16 bar and 20 bar exercises, but you're going to have to live with that. Those you're going to have to either skip or try to stare at.
Yeah, like God, I will figure. I just gotta make if I could make a holder right here, this would be perfect. Like right there. Like
Yeah.
Some type of little thingy.
Contraption.
Yeah, like a contraption. It just holds it right here, and I could sit there and do this all day. And that's the only thing. But like I said, I've learned the first page almost, which I'm very comfortable with, and it's just a pattern. So I mean, it's simple.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. So yeah, let me open up your notes. You do first page of syncopation, and then we'll
Alrighty.
go from there. I like that idea.
Do it. Okay, I'm gonna put it up here just for practice. Okay, let me go through. All right. Actually, I'll hold the page. There we go. Till I can figure that out. All right. So.
Excellent. You're crushing it, dude.
And I got 2 more lines, so. All right, that's the loop. 8's into the loop. It keeps messing me up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so loop and then 9 I can do, which is okay. There. First page. And I can keep going if you like.
I want to hear page 6, please.
6. Okay, 5. 6. Oh, 6 is I think the one I like. It is the one I like. This is the one with all the pauses. Yeah, okay, so 6. I'll do 6, so. And I'll count it out loud because I have to with the pauses.
Okay.
Alright, good. So, I'll do the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Okay, good. Let me pause you for the sake of time. You're crushing it. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're crushing it. And continue thinking about speed, right? So some of those, especially, those 2 pages and then the next 2 pages specifically have a lot of opportunity for you to speed up. If you're just doing line, don't fail me now, brain. If you're doing like just line 4 or 5 on page, it could be 6 or 8.
Okay.
There's not a lot going on. I should say on 6, there's not a lot going on. It's just one note, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so you can speed the hell up out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Okay. I just didn't know if I get in trouble not counting. How do I word it? I didn't know if there was a rhythm. Like I didn't know how I could go as fast as I wanted, so I wanted to try to keep the metronome 1, 2, 3. But if I can speed it up, I will.
Perfect.
Okay.
Now, have I explained to you the 10-minute syncopation challenge?
No, I've heard it, but you haven't explained it.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it, but I don't want you to do it yet. I don't need you to worry about it yet. We'll get there.
Okay.
But I am going to explain it to you now, and you're going to understand perfectly. This all fits together. And for whoever's going to edit the recording of this video, maybe they can chop this up, and this can be my description of the 10-minute syncopation challenge, which everybody so far is loving. So it's simple. You set a 10-minute timer, and you start on page 4 of syncopation right at the beginning, and you go for speed. How far can you get in 10 minutes? Period, full stop. That's the exercise. Just what I just said tells you everything you need to know, because every opportunity that you have to speed up, you have to take it, because the challenge is how far can you get in the book. I have a student who has gotten to page 19.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's like 12.
That's crushing.
Because epic drummers come in all shapes and sizes. So some of my students are just like absolutely running with this. So back to why I brought that up. For line 4, line 5 on those pages, for 7 for line 7, I believe, which also is just one snare and bass note or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Those measures where there's not a lot of notes, squeeze those together, play them as fast as you can, count them in your head, right? You still have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You still have to count, right? And then the next 2 pages, the 8 and 9, I think line. Let me just look at it now. I'm trying to show off like how well I have this book memorized, if you can't tell.
I'm on 8 with you here.
So okay, line 8. Page 8, line. Where was it? No, 7. Sorry, I was like looking right at it. Line 7, page 8, line 7. You could play that super fast. Snare, 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 kick.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I've never even looked this far. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Snare samples.
So these 2 pages, 8 and 9, are the same structure as the other 2 pages. What he's doing now is he's saying, okay, either you're going to hit the bass or you're going to hit the snare. Right? So except for line 1, but he likes to do that. So line 2 is bass, snare, snare, snare. Line 3 is bass, bass, snare, snare. Right?
Yep.
It's one or the other. If you take these 2 pages to maximum speed, you are talking about some of the most advanced drumming that drummers are currently doing. It's called, chops, like the gospel chop guys on YouTube, the Eric Moores, and let's see if I can pull another name out of my butt. Aaron Spears, right? These master choppers. They're playing one note at a time a lot of the times for crazy at crazy speeds. And it's stuff like this. It's line 7. It's snare, 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 kick. Here, can you see me? Can you take a look real quick? I'm all excited now talking about this stuff.
I know, this is amazing.
So line 7 is this. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me move that to make it a little bit more interesting.
That sounds cool.
Same thing, but it's just more interesting. Right?
Yep.
A little faster. Now that's hard to, that configuration's hard to. can do that cold, but you see what I'm saying? One pattern, one simple pattern sped up can turn into some serious drumming. And then line 3 and line 6 are just 2 notes alternating. Tell me when you see that. See that in the book?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Cannot. This is probably gonna be a silly question, but I'm learning. Can that be a fill? What you just played, like a simple fill to tie in another verse? Okay.
Right?
That's so.
Dude, those are 2/2s are some of the most fun double bass drumming that I'm aware of. You hear it, right? It's just 2s.
Yeah.
Daka-tuka, daka-tuka, daka-tuka. It's just 2s.
Wow. Because that's what I'm thinking. Like, instead of trying to do these big epic, like when I'm jamming with my buddies, like they'll say like just do like a little fill, and and I always kind of end up doing the same simple fill, and it's starting to annoy me. But it's good to know that I can just do 4 notes, or even do it twice, and that's a cool little fill.
Oh, for sure. It's a crazy good fill. Very useful fill.
With my fills.
Now, for you, you're using 1 foot, right? You're using your right foot on the bass drum for this.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to say cheating because it's not cheating. I have 2 bass drums. So I'm allowed to do this. I'm able to do this faster than anybody would be able to do it with 1 foot. Right?
Okay.
But you still want to force that right foot to be able to do groups of 2s as fast as humanly possible. Here's me doing it with 1 foot. And that's sloppy. It's about the best I can do with 1 foot. Kind of cold too. I haven't really warmed up. So you want to crank that 1 foot up as well.
So that can be a simple fill. Is just 2 on the kick and then like.
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to do. Keep it going. Like.
It's very, very difficult to do. but real quick, if I may, page 8 and 9 are here for exactly that. The 10-minute syncopation challenge is here for exactly that. You have to do this challenge once a week for the rest of your life. And in the next couple weeks, months, and years, you will see how not only is that foot developing because you're always trying to push the speed on these patterns, but also just your overall playing is getting way more controlled, right? Because you're doing these same patterns over and over and over and over and becoming insanely in control of them. And you're pushing your speed and you're having fun. You're breaking your records, right? The student the other day hit page 19. She was like all excited. Of course she was. She's beating everybody right now.
It is fun. I thought when I first met you, I had to get the book, and I was like, oh God, we're gonna be getting into some boring rudiments. This is fun, and I'm not
So
lying.
fun.
It is so fun when you actually do it and you start learning it, and you're like, this. It really is fun. It is. I wouldn't lie to people.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed. These are super fun. And now it for me, it really kind of like crystallized recently where now it's a 10-minute challenge. Now it is like an actual game. Instead of just being fun in general, now it's like a game that you can literally play and you can get better at it over time. It's like it's so useful, you know.
And then after 1 year, you have a challenge on YouTube with all your students.
Right. Well, I mean, eventually, I really do want to make a video about the 10-minute syncopation challenge and make it an open invitation to anybody to keep track of their progress and send it in.
That'd be badass.
You know, and we can keep a running tally of how everybody's doing.
The hardest part for me is going to be turning the pages. Like that's going to be what I have to work out.
You need to feel bad for the people who don't have the book and have to scroll.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, I have a student who it's on his phone, so he has to like reach over his drums and scroll up on his phone. I keep telling him to get the book.
Bad now.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, that's really like so. On the in the book, I'm gonna keep. You just want me to keep going from page 4. 4 is where it starts, right?
Yes.
4, and then just work all my way all the way up to page 9.
Yeah. And feel free to turn the page to page 10, but you've got your work cut out for you with those pages, since you know that the point of this is to get faster and faster. So that's plenty for now. Have fun with these. And again, like I said, I don't need you to turn on the 10-minute timer just yet, because you're still working on memorizing some of these measures. That's more important for you right now than the challenge.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll know when I'm ready for the challenge.
Yeah.
And, it's good to know that I can speed up, like, so I don't have to just keep going 1, 2.
No
3,
way.
4.
Yeah.
I can,
Push
like,
it.
Get it going.
Okay.
Cool.
43 minutes later, with only 2 minutes left. Let's talk about this darn beat.
This is the one I'm working on that you showed me last week.
Right. Okay. So here's the mistake you were making. These two notes, these two 16th notes, right? You have to think about these as like a burst. It's a bunch of notes, and then it's literally 2 notes that are twice that speed, and then it's back to the speed. The count is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and. Listen to how fast that is. 3 and 4 and, right?
And on the E, there's no hi-hat. It's just the snare.
Correct, because your hi-hat's just playing straight 8th notes. So do this nice and slow.
Trust me, Carlos, I've been doing this nice and slow for a week, and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. I get it the odd time. It'll come together, and then I lose it again.
That's all right.
So I'm getting it, though. I'm trying and very hard. It's just one of these stumbling things. So okay, so I'll go really slow. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
That was it.
And 2 and 3.
That was wait. Take your 15 seconds of fame. Right?
Okay.
Take your pat on the back, right, before it's back to work. You did it. That was 100% right. I wasn't expecting that, because you didn't have it before, and usually that's not the case. I didn't have to work for it. You just did it right. So it was wrong before, but then you just did it right. Now, I want you to look at something here. With our last minute here, you're gonna really like this. Notice how on the 1 and 2 it's bass snare, boom boom pop.
Yep.
If you ignored this snare on the E, this little loner guy in the middle of the whole thing here, if you forgot about that for a second, isn't this just the same thing? Bass snare.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah, I do that beat all the time.
Right. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Right.
Yeah.
Bass. Okay. So a part of your brain, a part of your playing needs to focus on that. And this little snare coming in shouldn't affect anything. It shouldn't feel any different than as if you were playing these notes. Boom, boom, bop.
So it's I know I only got a minute, so I'm trying to
Take your time.
much of my brain is like so if I don't have the E in there, the 3E, I
Yeah.
take the E out, then it's just
Exactly.
why?
A little slower.
Okay.
Okay, watch me, and then we'll finish.
God, why am I making this harder?
You're good. It's because it's hard. This is not easy. All right, Rob. Can you hear this? Sounds okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go back and forth. You'll hear it. And I'm going to keep that snare note, the E, that annoying little guy, I'm going to keep it real quiet so you know where it is. Right? The and the are pretty much the same. All right, do this for me. You're getting there. Do this for me. Do the 3E and. You're not feeling those 2 bass notes. That's the problem. Let me hear 2 bass notes. Again. Okay. There. Yeah, I was just gonna say. There you go.
Okay.
Do it again.
Okay. There we go.
See how the 2 bass notes have to be independent of the snare note? Like your leg shouldn't give a shit that there's a snare note. I'm a foot. I'm playing 2 bass notes. End of story. Boom, boom. You put a snare in between them, I don't care. I'm a foot. Little slower, little slower. There you go, feel it. Two bass notes, bum, bum, and that's so again, and then I'll let you go. That's why this beat is useful, because you're gonna go back and forth between feeling the bump bump and feeling it with the snare in between. Bump bump, bump bump, bump bump, bump bump. Right?
It's
all about that.
It's one extra note. Like I can do that beat without that snare in there. It's fine.
Right. All right. So I'll let you go here. I'm gonna jump on with my next student.
Perfect. I'm gonna work on that beat now.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, so I'll keep working the book and work on that beat, and I will see you next week.
Yep, sounds good. And goodbye to everybody watching. And we did get some people in the live stream saying, what I say, respect the metronome. So some people are going to get some extra raffle tickets here. So that's pretty cool.
That's so cool. All
Yeah,
right,
dude.
that's awesome, guys. Thank you for watching.
Yep, talk to you guys soon. Bye.
See you soon. Take